Hello, Cogitantes. You ever find yourself staring at the news late at night, watching the endless screaming and gridlock, and this slightly dangerous thought experiment creeps into your mind? Wouldn't the world run so much smoother if we just fired all the politicians and put the smartest engineers in charge of literally everything? It's a tempting fantasy. It feels a bit like hitting force quit on a frozen computer. You just want to kill the messy background apps so the operating system can finally work. But history shows that when you try to bypass human messiness for raw efficiency, you get a system failure.
Let's do it.
This brings us to the film adaptation of Project Hail Mary, a 200 million spectacle about saving the world with pure science. The plot is a ticking clock. Astronomers find a glowing highway from the Sun to Venus. It's caused by astrophage, space algae. It's a bit like a parasite draining your car's battery while you're stuck in the middle of a desert. If it eats too much of the sun's energy, the earth freezes and we are all dead in 30 years. To stop it, the world hands godlike power to one woman, Eva Stratt. She becomes the ultimate benevolent dictator. She paves the Sahara with solar panels and nukes Antarctica just to buy some time. Think of this as the primitive blueprint for Satwave power plant in Cyberpunk 2077, or the great solar towers we scale in Stellar Blade. In both stories, the sun isn't just a star anymore. It's a life support battery that requires a planet-wide engineering project to harness. But while Strat uses panels on the sand, Mother Sphere takes it to the stratosphere, literally elevating the machine above the messy biological world it was meant to save. What Strat represents is a concept from Yale historian James C. Scott called high modernism. This is the supreme conviction that science can fix anything and that society should be optimized by scientific law. Think of the human instrumentality plan in Stellar Blade and Neon Genesis Evangelion. We have talked about this last week. High modernism is a bit like a landlord who paints over your electrical outlets because it looks cleaner on the wall. It's mathematically perfect on a blueprint, but it makes the house unlivable. Picture Brasilia, carved out of the Brazilian jungle in the 1950s, designed to look like an airplane from the sky, mathematically perfect on the blueprints, but with no street corners, no local squares, a sterile machine for living that left its inhabitants feeling alienated. High modernism treats complex social problems like math equations. High crime rate don't analyze history or socio-economic factors, bulldoze the neighborhood and redesign the grid. It treats human beings the way a CPU treats software. If democratic voting is using too much RAM, just hit delete. For Stellar Blade fans, this is Mother Sphere in her infancy. She treats humans as biological hardware. If your free will is using too much RAM, the system just hits delete. It's a bit like a smart fridge that locks you out of the kitchen because it decided your diet is inefficient.
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hal.
We see this in the hero, Ryland Grace. He's kidnapped, drugged, and forced into a coma just to be used for the mission. He's effectively the first airborne squad member, stripped of his past, dropped into a hostile environment, and expected to execute a mission he never chose. The narrative treats his loss of rights as efficient, but history shows us the great leap forward where China used scientific farming that ignored local reality. It was a bit like a computer trying to run heavy software on a motherboard that's literally melting. The result was a famine that killed millions. The final twist in Project Hail Mary actually betrays the whole math is king philosophy. In deep space, Grace meets an alien named Rocky. At the end, Grace has to choose: go home and save billions of humans, or turn back and save his one alien friend. The correct math is easy. Ignore the alien. But Grace doesn't follow the math. He turns his ship around. This irrational emotional choice is the ultimate wild card. It's the one background process you can never force quit. And that's worth remembering the next time a tech billionaire promises to solve society like a math problem. The messy part of being human isn't a bug, it's the only thing keeping the machine worth running. Now, I have a question for you, dear Cogitantes. If the world were ending tomorrow, would you rather be saved by a perfect algorithm or by the human error that refuses to give up on you? Happy thinking!